Welcome back, my friends, to Making Our Seniors Matter. Yes, we're back for Season 3. This is show number 1 of Season 3.
It is, and it's amazing, Todd, isn't it, that we're still here, still making news and information available to seniors and their families. It's awesome.
Did anyone doubt that we'd be back? I mean, we took a bit of a break for a variety of reasons, but we've circled the wagons. We've had our energy bars and our protein drinks, and we are back and stronger than ever.
We are very pleased to be back again, Todd, for sure, on our 3rd season, and we are looking forward today to learning more about what Making Our Seniors Matter is really all about. There's more to it than the radio station, believe it or not, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're also going to hear our fabulous show live from Greenway Retirement Village that we taped last week.
It was a fantastic show. It was an entertaining, I think we tried to keep it to an hour, but it was just so much fun. And there were so many wonderful residents that there was dancing, there was singing, there was fitness. Oh, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
And a full crowd. The word we got on the street after the taping of the show was that there wasn't enough space there, that the next time we have to have more space for more people in the audience. That was fantastic.
Standing room only at a retirement center.
Yes, and Mrs. Kemper doing her exercises, and she was so proud and pleased, and we loved watching her. It was one of those moments when we wished it was TV, not radio.
Now you remember, now you're triggering my memory. I forgot to ask her. I wanted her to knit me one of those exercise bands that she made. She made her own, and it was fantastic.
We'll have to show the short video we have on that, Todd, for sure.
We have to go pay the bills, so stay tuned. More Making Our Seniors Matter radio right around the corner just after this brief break.
Do you have an aging parent? Do they want to remain in their home? Since 1994, Retire at Home has been providing the highest quality nurse-managed home care that is personalized to all your needs. Our services extend to workplace and motor vehicle injuries.
Your health, your home, your choice. Retire at Home Services.
For a free consultation, go to retireathome.com and call your nearest location.
If Mrs. Kemper is listening, I'm sure she would love that, but it's a bit too slow for her. She needs something a little bit more up-tempo.
She was very active, wasn't she?
She was.
She was wonderful.
We had such a great time. A little bird has been telling me that there's a lot of new things going on in your world as it concerns Making Our Seniors Matter. We're back. The radio show's back. We did our first live event, which was standing room only, as we mentioned in the intro, and we're growing. But there's a lot else of other things going on, and we need to talk about those. So, what is going on? What's been happening during our little hiatus?
Well, we've just had an absolutely exciting last few months, Todd. Sometimes things move very slowly for people like me that like to see things happen very quickly. But we have been blessed with a whole bunch of people that have surrounded us, and our breakfast group is growing. But we've been able to now acquire our organization as being a nonprofit organization, and that's important to us because it opens up a lot of doors and it opens up a lot of opportunities for us, and it actually changes the light of where we are and gives us a little bit clearer direction of where we are.
So you mentioned a couple of things in there that I'm sort of familiar with the breakfast, but I've never made it out. So can you tell us briefly what happens at those Making Our Seniors Matter breakfasts?
Sure, we absolutely love our breakfast. We now meet once a month on the second Thursday, and we've been privileged to be hosted by the 3 of the retirement residences in Brampton who serve us a lovely breakfast and provide us a space. So we are a group of businesses, and it's a growing group, who work with seniors as part of their practice. So we have lawyers, we have a chiropractor, we have home health care, we have bankruptcy and proposal trustees. What we do is we talk about how we can do a better job serving seniors. We talk about how we can do a better job as businesses in our community. And we talk about events that we can do that provide information and education to seniors and their families in our community. So it's an excellent group. We're about 25, 26 people right now and growing. And we just are really proud of them. They're exceptional people in our community, Todd. They really are.
And I think,
go ahead, Glenn.
and I think maybe just to kind of give people a little clearer understanding, Making Our Seniors Matter is now a nonprofit organization which has a resource and information for seniors, their families, and their caregivers. Plus, in addition to that, we also promote for those people who work with the senior community, whether it be a company or an individual, a professional, we promote training and education, because we believe that with a better understanding of who the senior client is, whether they're a banker, whether they're a lawyer, whether they're a home care provider or a nurse, that they can do a better job. We're not talking about them doing their job as a professional. We're talking about how to treat the senior, why the senior thinks the way they do and acts the way they do sometimes.
As I'm hearing you talk, I'm just thinking about, there's the physical space that a business occupies, and is it age friendly? There's the level of care. I mean, seniors like to establish a more direct connection when they're receiving service. I find when I was in retail and in customer service, seniors like to greet someone, and they like to spend a few minutes chatting, and that's all going to be built into your business plan, because they're not a 14-year-old that wants to run in and buy a pack of gum and get out. There's more of a deeper relationship there.
It's a social relationship, Todd, and I think our businesses, if they could understand the potential for growth in their business by understanding their senior clients better, they would be all over the marketing for this. I think we need to understand that seniors expect, respect, they expect kindness, politeness, good service, quality service, and a little extra time. You're right, it's not just in and out shop, that's for sure.
Yeah. One of the things that's happening right now in our province in particular, I mean, it's worldwide, but in our province in particular, and we're going to have the minister responsible for seniors on one of our programs in the very near future, and he's going to be talking to us a little bit about the age-friendly communities and the age-friendly cities project, which is part of the World Health Organization. And Making Our Seniors Matter through Liz promotes the age-friendly business component, which is actually the businesses stepping up and helping to make their communities more age-friendly. So we're excited about this whole thing. It's all part and parcel of what we're doing, and it's an exciting time.
It sure is.
So you're a nonprofit, and you're helping for-profit business come together and support and be aware of what seniors require. And it's almost, I see you guys as almost, like one of those businesses that refers people to trusted friends and trusted supporters.
Yeah, it's interesting. When we started, this started out as just kind of a small thing to help me with my real estate business and helping the transition for seniors. And when Liz and I started to, I'm going to say recruit for lack of a better word, other businesses to work alongside of us, we said, if it's somebody that we would refer our mother to, and trust me, our mothers would be very picky, and but that was the basic criteria: is this somebody that we would trust with our mother? And we've tried to just keep that whole image of the people that are belonging. So you're absolutely correct, Todd.
Fantastic. So you're a nonprofit because you did that for the very best of reasons. You've got the breakfasts that happen. You've got this fantastic radio show, which is heard weekly across North America, and I've had it on good authority that people have actually heard it in Europe.
Oh, really?
And you've got this fantastic newsletter. Before we close, I wanted you to just tell us a little bit about that fantastic newsletter that I actually had in my hands last month.
Oh, good for you. Yes, we produce every month, at least 10 months a year, a newsletter called A Buzz. because we are always buzzing about seniors and what they need and what they want and what they would like to see, the information, but we also have fun with it. We have jokes, but we have some serious stuff as well. Peel Regional Police has always blessed us both in our radio program and in our newsletter by providing us with scam information so we can protect seniors and their families from the bad guys. We put it in our newsletter, and we also have contact information for the police so that people can get it. We provide them with as much resource information and contact information in the newsletter as we can, and they love it. It's hard copy. It can be put in their hands. We put it out in both cities, Mississauga and Brampton, through our senior council group. And believe you me, if it's not there at the beginning of the month when they meet, I hear about it. So I'm really thrilled with it, and I'm happy to keep producing it, and I'm really glad they love it.
Yeah, and Todd, I just want to, while Liz was talking, it just reminded me of a couple of things that maybe I want to let the people know of some of the exceptional people that we've got in our group. One of them is a retired police officer of 30 years, and she's starting a business which is going to be investigating power of attorney fraud by theft. Power of attorney fraud by theft, and that's a serious offense, but it's very hard to sometimes get the senior to come forward with. But
well, we're going to have Pam on the radio.
Pam is going to be on the radio and talk about this. It's a serious part. And then, of course, we have Constable Yvette Logan with the Peel Regional Police on our scam alerts on the radio show. So.
And Todd, you better tell everybody about this radio that we're so proud of. We started out very shaky. We were shaky. You were very confident in the internet and how well it's doing, and now the fact that you've brought it to another level.
Absolutely. We're heard on 2 FM stations across Canada. We're podcasts, so you can listen to us on your schedule whenever you want, 24 hours a day. And I love that because I know my mom's a senior and she gets up at some horrific hour like 4 or 4:30 in the morning, and the first thing she does is turn her computer on. So, I mean, we're here for you no matter when you want to listen.
That's right. And we also want to say a big thank you to Margaret Wallace-Duffy from Wallace on Wellness, who's been a huge support. She started the idea of doing this on the radio, and we want to make sure that she knows that she's definitely part of making our seniors matter.
Absolutely. Well, we better get out of here. We've got to drive to Greenway and set up our microphones. So
there we go.
Stay with us. More Making Our Seniors Matter right around the corner. Independence matters. Terry McIntyre is a full-service investment advisor who researches and advises the best products in all markets, then advises which best meets your needs and risk tolerance. We are all individuals and need to be treated as individuals. Investments, income, and estate planning have become very non-personal at the big institutions. You deserve to work with a professional who crafts investments to meet your needs. Terry McIntyre, investment advisor, Manulife Securities Incorporated. Call 905-896-9060 or go to terrymcintyre.ca. Again, time for another senior scam alert with Glenn Cunningham and Constable Claudia Wells from the Peel Regional Police Service.
Welcome back to Making Our Seniors Matter. And again, I'm here with Constable Claudia Wells of the Peel Regional Police. Welcome, Claudia.
I can.
So, Claudia, it's summertime. The weather's good. Seniors are traveling a bit more. Do you have some tips for them today if they're planning a little bit of a getaway?
Sure. So, I mean, this information I'm going to be sharing is in general for everybody. So when people are planning a vacation, there's several things we'd like to do beforehand. Well, you know, they like to pack their vacation, their clothing and all that, but there's other priorities that they need to take care of. Prior to going on a vacation, we ask for you to check for travel warnings. So you can check several websites and make sure that there's no issues with the site that you're going to be attending. So voyages are places like tico.on.ca or tripadvisor.ca give that type of information. Prior to leaving leaving a key to your home to a trusted family member or friend so they can collect your newspapers and your mail if you're still getting it mailed directly to your home. Have somebody also collect your garbage for you, put it at the curb. So when people are driving around, that's a telltale sign of when someone has not put the garbage at the curb. Clear your driveways in the winter. Well, we don't have to be considerate about that right now, but cut the lawns. Have somebody, pay a 14-year-old $10 for that week to cut your lawn, so it doesn't seem like there's nobody at the residence that it's unkept. Put up the garbage. Lights are inside or the residence and outside. So if you can buy those little timers from Canadian Tire or where for a timer for the activity level that you would normally have. So if you normally come home at 6 o'clock at night and you're normally still up, 9 o'clock, put the light on and then shut it off before you go to bed. Just make sure it's the same sequence as it was prior to you leaving. I also would like to indicate that if you have travel plans, so if you have an agenda, leave it with a family member. Photocopy your agenda. Leave it with a family member should anything happen. Also make sure that you have emergency phone numbers that you can give out in case someone needs to contact you on your trip. So if you're on a cruise, your cruise line number. If you're at a hotel, leave the phone number in case something could happen. You will also have if you're renting a car, we want to make sure that you're safe on that car. So having a cell phone in case your car breaks down, making sure that wherever you're going, whatever country has a 911, because some of them have variances on the code for emergency. So you need to understand what that emergency number is also going to be.
Yeah, and I think somebody checking on your home on a regular basis, your insurance companies typically insist that somebody check on the home, depending on the insurance company, every 2-3 days, something like that. And that is also somebody going into the home and checking all levels of the home. I know there's been a couple of situations where there was challenges with insurance companies covering these things because people didn't cover and shut the water off and those things. So check with your insurance broker, if you have one, and find out what the regulations are as far as that insurance company is concerned.
Yeah, in regards to the mail, you can also actually call the Canada Post and they will stop your mail being delivered to the house too. You can do that also. If you don't have anybody who's willing to come and pick up your mail, if it's still being delivered at the door, you can just contact Canada Post.
You get this door to door and keep that going, right?
And don't forget to call your credit card company. Let them know you're out of the country too, because if they see transactions out of the country, they may actually stop your credit card, freeze it. And then, if you're trying to make any purchases or anything, and especially if you occur an emergency while you're on vacation, you won't be able to use it.
Again, fantastic information. They can go away with peace of mind. Family is going to know where they are. Make sure you give somebody a phone number or the phone numbers of where you're going to stay and have somebody check on your home. Thanks, Claudia.
No problem.
Have a good week, and we'll see you back here next week again on Making Our Seniors Matter. Thanks again to Terry McIntyre for supporting and sponsoring the Scam Alert for Making Our Seniors Matter Radio.
Welcome back to Making Our Seniors Matter, the radio show that gives seniors and their caregivers some great advice, wonderful information, and entertainment. Welcome back to Season 3 of this terrific show, which is being broadcast live today.
Yes.
Fantastic news.
Very live, with a real live audience that are watching us and waiting to see what wonderful things we'll say.
And Todd, I'm looking out at this live audience, and they are a good-looking group.
They are. They're very young.
Residents.
I'm thinking we're soon going to have to get a bigger venue.
Absolutely.
We're almost filled up here.
Absolutely.
This is fantastic.
We certainly want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Greenway Retirement Village, which is a Rivera property. We're so pleased to be here today, and we're grateful for you to allow us the space and time and our great guests to come and visit with us.
I kind of feel like we've been welcomed into your home, and what a warm welcome it has been already.
And Making Our Seniors Matter was founded by Elizabeth Cunningham, who's sitting right in front of me from Blue Willow Consulting, and sitting to my left is Glenn Cunningham from Real Estate Design for Seniors. So you have this incredible group, and then you decided to do a radio show.
Hey, it's really been quite a trip that we've had. We've had a little bit of a layoff for the last few weeks, which is good and bad. I mean, the good part of it is that we've come back and we're well rested. The bad part of it is we kind of fell out of, we're really not sure what, we may have to reinvent how we do this today. But it's always great doing these live shows. And during the period of time that we've been off, we've had some exciting stuff happen that we want to share with the listeners as we go through the show. So I think that Margaret has had some ups and downs over the last little while. We've all had some ups and downs. We have a very, very active group, and our group of professionals actually met here yesterday with the hospitality again of Greenway, and we had some great ideas come up, and we're just so excited about what's coming up.
You bet. And as always, Margaret Wallace-Duffy from Wallace for Wellness and WOW Radio, WOW New Media. It is our great pleasure to always get out in front of real live human beings. But also if you're sitting at home and you're listening to us on the radio or online, we are here to really make a difference in the lives of seniors, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and be entertained as we do kick off this very amazing and exciting season 3 here on Making Our Seniors Matter Radio.
Welcome back to Making Our Seniors Matter, the inaugural show of season number 3. And here we are live at Greenway. And you guys are joined by a guest, and it's going to get a little exciting in here, I think.
It's already exciting. All the audience has seen our 2 guests for this afternoon, and we are very pleased to welcome Winston Klippenstein and Junior Cummings from Ignite Evolution Gym, a new gym here in Brampton. And these 2 young gentlemen, if you can't see them when they're on the radio, you probably can't see them, but they are very nice-looking young men, and they're very strong, and they're very fit, and they're going to share with us all today a few ideas on how to stay strong in our bodies, keep some of that muscle going, which is going to prevent some falls and help you getting up and down out of the chair. And what's going to happen is Winston's going to tell us all about it, and Junior's going to show us all about it. So welcome to both of you. Good afternoon.
Well, thank you for that on behalf of both of us.
So now before we actually get started, we've got a question we'd like to ask. Now, Winston, I'm a therapist and owner of Wallace for Wellness. We've been in operation for 24 years here in the community, and integrative health is what I love to do. So I'm excited that you're here because as we talked about, healthy aging and muscle mass is so important for all of us. You know, from 30 onward, it's really important to stay strong and healthy. So how does muscle health and strength help to support healthy aging?
Well, strong muscles are going to help with bone density, so bones are going to stay strong. And the stronger you are, the lighter everything else seems to be. So everything just in general is easier. And muscle mass is going to help burn more body fat too, so it helps
stay nice and trim.
Stay nice and lean, yes.
Right. And of course, daily activities as well, so important, right? Even just getting up from a chair or being able to walk freely and have mobility really has a huge impact on our muscle mass.
Oh, for sure. Staying physically active is always key.
Absolutely.
So you are going to talk us through some of the things that Junior's going to show us today, just a little bit about getting around with a little bit of extra strength and helping us move easily. So over to you, Winston. You tell us what he's going to do.
Okay, well, Junior is first going to demonstrate how people normally get up, just from a seated position. Okay. So we figure this tends to be the biggest problem. Mm-hmm. People use a lot of upper body to get up, which makes it easier on our legs to get up. If your body thinks it's easier to get up, the leg muscles are going to atrophy, become smaller, become weaker, and over time that will become a problem. So the way we should try to get up at least is without our hands, like Junior's going to demonstrate right now. Just a nice little squat there. As long as we can keep doing that, your legs will keep nice and strong. And if you do get stuck, you can always use your hands as a backup the second time around. If your legs atrophy and you get stuck and you're used to the hands and that doesn't work, then we got a problem. So at least we have a plan B now.
So is there something we can do to help us, Winston, when we're sitting, just to strengthen that muscle a little bit? Some leg ups and downs, or I don't know the official term for that. But
some quad extensions we could always do, as Junior will demonstrate.
There we go.
Always go single leg, start with the one leg, keep the other leg as a base to keep you nice and balanced. That'll help strengthen the quad, the front of the leg above the knee.
And does that actually help with the knee as well? Because I know I've got really bad knees, and I think moving that kind of keeps the knees flexible and loose.
With arthritis, movement is always a great way to get rid of the pain. It's hard to move, but it's necessary to move. Yes, it will long-term help with the knees. If they tend to hurt already and the extension hurts, we have a different demonstration for the statoris. Yes, statoris. It's a muscle in the quad that runs vertically.
Can you show us where that is? That muscle?
It's called the sailor muscle because it helps to actually cross our legs from our knee right up to our hip. Yeah. It does. There you go. So he's going to show you.
So just full extension, you keep the knee straight, and that will engage that muscle, which starts at the outside of the hip and works its way into the inside of the knee. So it cuts across the quad.
Now, one of the things that you're showing as we were just, bending the leg in and out before we go out to stand, not only is that good to help with movement, but it's also great to help with your blood pressure, normalizing blood pressure, getting your blood functioning and moving through your body when you've been sitting for a long period of time before you go to get up. Because then what can sometimes happen is your blood pressure will drop, you'll feel dizzy, and you potentially could fall. So when you're even sitting during our radio show, before you go to get up, what you should be doing is actually wakening up your legs and moving your legs a little bit in a seated position, bending your knees in and out like Winston explained, or even just exactly marching in your chair so that when you do go to stand up, you have better equilibrium and a less chance of falling, which is so important.
I think we had a person come last year, a chiropractor, talk about getting up out of the chair, and she talked about squeezing your bum before you get up so that it wakes your bum up. You know how your bum goes to sleep when you sit for a long time? She talked about just giving a wee squeeze before you get up. So there's another little...
All important.
There's a hint for you, too.
Are there classes for that? I want to learn that.
Don't think so, but we'll just add that one in anyway. What else have you got to show us, Junior?
We also believe the rotator cuff needs work, especially, well, at any age, really. It's a very easy muscle to injure, and once it's injured, it's very hard to repair.
Now, tell everybody at home what a rotator cuff is, because that sounds really serious.
I thought it sounded like it should belong in a car. No? Okay, so no.
It's...
Show us where it is.
In the back of the shoulder. Junior's going to face the audience, or face us. In the back of the shoulder, it's 4 different muscles, starting from the spine, working its way out to the shoulder, all in control of just basic movements for the shoulder.
So what would we be doing to use that? If we were living an ordinary life, what would we do? Just go to turn the light on and off, maybe? What else?
If you're flicking the light on and off, it'll keep the shoulder in place.
Brushing our teeth, brushing our hair, having mobility to put our arms over our head. Those are all really important tasks that we do every day, and mobility is really important. So let's see what we can do to help our rotator cuff.
Well, some external rotations, which Junior's going to demonstrate, starting by his abdominals and working his way out. That'll help strengthen the rotator cuff. Also, if he brings his elbow to 90 degrees and works upwards, there's another rotator cuff muscle. As you see, Junior's using a 2-pound weight, so you could mimic this with a water bottle or anything really, a can of beans, and then you got food ready afterwards.
Healthy food, please.
Healthy. Yeah, fiber.
Absolutely.
Chickpeas.
And a bent over row, like a chainsaw, that would help strengthen the teres major, which is part of the rotator cuff. Up. Junior's gonna.
Good one.
Perfect.
Now, the only thing I would caution here with seniors, once again, because of dizziness, is you may want to be cautious leaning forward. And always check with your doctor before doing any of these exercises, please. And if best, if you've got a buddy, a partner in crime that can be working with you and exercising with you, that's always a good thing to do as well.
Workout partners are great, especially for that. And if you use a wall, you don't have to go as low as the ottoman. You can just... A small tilt is perfectly fine.
Right. Good.
Okay, and you've got something red there. Are you going to use that today too?
Yes.
Yeah,
if you do happen to have a resistance band or a stretch band or anything flexible, you could always do external rotations with this as well.
Or if you're Mrs. Camper, you have a nicely crocheted band, which she's just going to show you, I think, in a minute. So let's see it, Junior.
So external rotations, just like the dumbbell, only difference is we're using a different object.
Sure.
We're going to invite Mrs. Kemper up to show us her homemade
Can we have a round
version.
of applause?
Yeah, for sure. This is lovely. Oh, goodness. So Mrs. Kemper is stretching that, lifting her arms way high.
Well done.
I take a deep breath when I go up.
Deep breath when she goes up, she says.
For you.
My goodness, bending her knees. Awesome
Very
stuff.
well done.
Wow, thank
Very
you
well
so
done.
much.
Another little tip while we're thinking about this, and one of the reasons is because I actually witnessed this with my father recently, is if you happen to have a cane, and he actually broke his arm, and we were rehabbing his shoulder, and we were doing very simple exercises by holding onto the cane and bringing the cane up and down in front. So you don't have to have fancy equipment. You can be using the things that you have already in your home to actually keep that motion going and to keep you feeling healthy.
Yeah, Junior, would you like to just